Hello everyone, our today's topic is all about the function in C programming language. So we'll start with the introduction part first. So introduction to function. The first point is a function is a block of code that performs a specific task. Okay, we can divide a large program into a basic building blocks which is known as what function. Function can be called multiple times to provide reusability and modularity to the C program. So here are some of the advantages, like we can avoid rewriting the same logic or code again and again in a program. That is first point. We can call C functions any number of times in a program and from any place in a program. We can track a large C program easily when it is divided into multiple functions. Reusability is the main achievement of C function. So now the types of the function. There are two types of function in C programming. One is user-defined function and one is standard library function. So what is the meaning of the user-defined function? You can also create the function as per your requirement or your need. Such functions created by the user are known as user-defined function. So coming to the second one. What is the meaning of this standard library function? So they are built-in function in C programming. That is the first point. These functions are defined in the header files. The printf function is a standard library function to send formatted output to the screen. That means display the output on what screen. This function is defined in the stdio.h header file. So to use the printf function, we need to include stdio.h header file. That is using hash include angle bracket stdio.h. The square root function sqrt function calculates the square root of a number, and this function is defined in the math.h header file. Now coming to the next part, that is the elements of user defined function. We can have three elements: function declaration, function definition and function call. So what is the meaning of the function declaration? That is the first thing. It is also known as function prototype. That is the first point. It specifies your function name, parameter and also what return type. It does not contain function body. It is only declaration, no function body. Fourth point, a function prototype gives you the information to the compiler that the function may later be used in your program. So here is the syntax for the function prototype or function declaration. Return type, you can use any return type. Then whatever name you want to give as a function name. Then round bracket indicates parameter bracket. You can pass n number of parameters. It depends on the program. But with parameter or with each and every parameter, you have to pass data type also. And after round bracket closing, at the end semicolon. So that is all about function declaration. Coming to the next part, which is function definition. Function definition contains the block of code to perform a specific task. So here is the syntax for that. We will write the return type, okay, based on the program. Then function name and round bracket parameters and its type, or you can say data type. At the end closing of round bracket, but no semicolon at the end, no. The next line opening of curly bracket, and here inside of this we are going to write body of function and then closing of curly brackets. Function call. Control of program is transferred to user defined function by calling it. Means how we can call actually, how it transferred. So here is the syntax for function call. we write function name directly. There is no return type. Directly you have to write function name. Opening of round bracket, argument 1, argument 2. It depends on program. Later on with example will let you know properly. And closing of round bracket, and after that semicolon compulsory. So here is the example. Hash include stdio.h, we know header file. Now function is divided into 3 parts: function declaration, function definition, and function call. So return type we have used void. The function name is add numbers, and we are not passing any parameter, that's why it is empty, but at the end semicolon. So this indicates function declaration. Then same thing we are writing, but without semicolon at the end, no semicolon. And then opening of curly bracket, and we are writing something, and closing of curly bracket. This indicates, this full part is your function definition. And inside the void main function, we are writing only one line. We are simply writing the function name, and also at the time of declaration it was like no parameters. So here also compulsory do not pass any parameter right now for this program, and then semicolon. This is function call, a very basic program, addition of two numbers. Now coming to the main point, what is the meaning of the parameters? In C programming, a function passing parameter is optional. So we can call function without passing parameter also. So we have two options: function with parameter and function call without passing parameter. So function with parameter, you will write something like this: function name, add, and bracket you will pass the parameter, but at the time of calling, no return type. So here function add is called, and two parameters are passed to the function, and that two parameters are a and b. Now here function call without passing parameter, that means if I write display, but inside this round bracket no parameter, that means function call but without passing what? Parameters. So more detailed meaning of parameters: the names given in the function definition are called as what? Parameters. So we can have two types of parameters, that is formal parameters and actual parameters. The parameters written in function definition, that is very important. At the time of function definition, whatever you are writing, it is formal parameter. And when it is function call, that time whatever you are writing is actual parameter. And coming to the second point, what is the meaning of argument? The value supplied in the function call, not definition, function call, are called as what? Arguments. So here we have one small diagrammatic view, like this is calling part, we are calling display function. This is function definition, and inside the round bracket, if I write integer a, integer b, it is formal parameter. Okay, and here same example, but here is the red color section. At the time of calling, if you are passing parameter, then it is which type of parameter? Actual parameter. See here, passing arguments to what? Function. We are calling add numbers function, and we have passed two parameters. So this two value will get copied into a and what? B. Coming to the next part, which is return statement. The return statement terminates the execution of a function and returns a value to the calling function. The program control is transferred to the calling function after what? Return statement. So here is the syntax for return statement. We will write return, or we can write any expression. It can be written a, or it can be written a plus b, or anything. It depends on the program. So here is the example. What we are doing? We are returning our result. So here we have a example, but like we can have a 3-4 example of same program prime number only, but the focus will be on this part. No arguments and no return. So here no arguments, and we are not returning also anything. That is our purpose. That is example number 1. Otherwise, you all know the logic of prime number. Okay. Then second example, again prime number only, but no argument, but return a value. So no argument, no argument. Okay, fine. Here also at the time of calling, no argument, but we are returning the value from the function, and this is your function, and we are returning. See. Example 3, argument passed but no return. Okay, so arguments are there. See here, arguments are there. At the time of calling also arguments are there. But in the function body, we do not have any return statement. No. Argument passed and return value both. So argument is passed. Yeah, argument is passed. And in the function body, we have return statement. See. So these are, we can say, variation. Argument passed but return value, argument passed not return value. Okay, so last point over here is which approach is better. Well, it depends on the problem you are trying to solve. In case of this problem, that is prime number, the last approach is what better. A function should perform a specific task. The prime function does not take any input from the user, nor it displays the appropriate message. It only checks whether a number is prime or not, which makes code modular, easy to understand, and what debug. So that is all about the introduction, or at least the beginner level of meaning of function in C programming. Thank you everyone.